Welcome to the Hope.Wafaq Online for everyone. Course we offer worksheet making, arts and craft course, graphics designs, class management, basic research in English, basic research in Urdu, demo class Urdu, demo class preparation in English, class in charge in English, class in charge Urdu medium, vice principal Urdu medium, vice principal English medium, coordinators. Even a single person can enroll face-to-face classes. वन-on-one इंटरफेस अकेला फ़र्द भी दाखिला ले सकता है. मुकम्मल तवज्जो, इनफरादी ख़ासियात, आपकी खुद एतमादी और भरोसामंदी की अज़हद गारंटी. वी guaranteed for your trust and value. From Mentor English, welcome back. Today the topic is lesson procedure. So this is a particular training session for teachers and the student of MA ELT and BS Linguistics. So and also the students, if they are combining their English literature and linguistic, they will also be bona fide inshallah and get benefit. So let's do it and let's get started. Your lesson procedure is an in-depth explanation of how the lesson will progress in the classroom. The lesson procedure is essentially step-by-step instructions that walk you through everything from the time students enter the classroom until the bell rings at the end of the period. It is smart to be very detailed in this portion of your lesson plan. After all, there will be cases when another teacher or substitute need to fill in for you. When writing your lesson procedure, you need to choose the type of activities that will help students meet the lesson objectives. To do that, you can answer a list of questions including: how will you introduce the topic? What is the best way to teach this information to your student? How can you incorporate problem solving and critical thinking? What real life scenarios relate to this topic? Does this topic lend itself to group work? It is also a great idea to find out how other teachers address the topic in the classroom. You can do this by talking to co-workers, joining an online community, or searching for lesson ideas on educational blogs. After writing out a rough draft of your lesson procedure, many teachers outline it according to a specific teaching strategy. Some teachers use the 4 phases: explore, students discover a concept; learn and practice, students apply their discoveries; reflect, students review what they were learned; reinforce, students apply their knowledge to problem solving scenarios. Phase 1: explore. In the explore phase of your lesson, you will introduce the objective of the lesson and discuss key concept student should know. This portion of your lesson procedure may entail an icebreaker activity to get students thinking about a new concept. In other case, you might introduce the information by using a presentation to lecture while your students take notes. Ultimately, the strategy you use in the explore phase will depends on the topic you will be teaching and your students prior knowledge. Phase 2, learn and practice. In the learn and practice phase, your student will work independently to get into the details of your lesson. If you use a textbook as your main curriculum resources, your students can read through an assigned passage to take notes or complete a worksheet. If you use a digital curriculum system, it is the perfect time for students to work through the digital lesson and guided notes. You may also incorporate a class activity, group work, or skills practice to further engage your students in what they are learning. Overall this phase will make up the bulk of your lesson time, so be sure to detail everything out in your lesson procedure. Phase 3, reflect. In the reflect phase, student will look back and reflect on what they have learned in the lesson. Most often teachers led a class discussion with critical thinking questions for students to answer aloud or in their class journal. It is important to list the question you plan to ask within the lesson procedure to make sure you do not forget anything. Phase 4, reinforce. In the reinforce phase, student will apply what they have learned through critical thinking activities. Depending on the lesson, you may want students to complete these tasks individually or as part of a group. This portion of the lesson procedure helps gauge if your student will achieve the lesson objective, and often tie in with the assessment method. And assessment method, that is very important to understand. We will discuss it later, but the point to understand, I would like to discuss you with in detail. They are very important. And before going to further activities, our next topic will be inshallah the assessment method. Before going to further, you will have to note down these 4 important points, and I am going to repeat it for you. To do that, you can answer a list of questions, including how will you introduce the topic, what is the best way to teach this information to your student, what is the best way to teach this information to your students, how can you incorporate problem solving and critical thinking, what real life scenarios relate to this topic, does this topic lend itself to group work. So these are particular important topic, and before going to reshape the topics, here are some teachers use the 4 phrases to reinforce it. The first one, explore. Student discover a concept. Point number 1. It was the point number 1. Explore, students discover a concept. Point number 2, learn and practice. Students apply their discoveries. Point number 3, reflect. Students review what they have learned. And point number 4, reinforce. Students apply their knowledge to problem solving scenarios. These are important, and these are very figure out thing. These are very important, and before going to start your below, there are all the explaining of these 4 important points. But and one more thing which is very important, and I want to show and I want to share it with you, that these are 4 important points they are not differed from the assessment procedure or assessment method. They are correlated and they are interconnected. Let me make it clear. These 4 points are interconnected to the assessment method. So inshallah is the next topic, and our next topic will be the assessment method. And before going, I would like to introduce you our channel for Urdu services, Mentor Urdu or Murshid Urdu, Professor MA Raza, and for the services of classical Islamic sciences, Jame Darul Uloom Sheikh al-Islam. So let me go now and say with me, do something more for humanity, do something more for knowledge and practices. Have a good day.